Yeah, I actually have a YouTube channel, Michigan Muckraker, and so I'm live streaming right now on that channel. I just started. Thank you. Yeah, my name's Michelle. Nice to meet you. Oh, brother. Yeah, you should have done this earlier. Yes.
Well, I saw on the website that thank you for this.
Hi, I am live streaming. Michelle, nice to meet you. Oh yeah, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, Michigan Muckraker. Hey.
Did you bring a kid too?
No.
I brought one.
I should have known. Next time, I'll know. So we're moving outside because there's more than 111 people. And so the building capacity is 111. Hey. Hey. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan, so that's good news. 70 degrees.
I'm gonna go grab my chair.
Yep. A gimbal. It's called a gimbal just so that way there's not a lot of shake when I walk around. It stabilizes basically for me. Right. How are you?
Good.
Where? Oh, I see. So they go up there.
You're in Lake County, you said, right? So
Yes.
you're not very far.
Correct.
Okay.
I know. Otherwise, I'd sign whatever you'd want. But
That's okay.
for petitions.
Well, no, that's not the petition. That's for the
Oh, gotcha.
canvassing door to door.
Oh. Thank you for being here, Mr. Bean. I am going to move closer since I don't have a mic. I just have the...
Did you sign up to speak? To speak?
I don't know if I will this time.
I'll put your hand down. You should. And if you don't, you just say pass. Or you give your time to somebody else since we want to cut the time.
They can't do that.
They can't do that.
No, they got in trouble. They're at a meeting this Friday too. It's because the thing that they tried to do is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's absolutely wrong.
yes.
I'm going to call them out on
Sorry.
it. It's okay. Get closer so you can get the good stuff, lady.
He was quite a bit more receptive. Going on 30 now. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Would it be wrong to go on the...
I was about to go sit up there and sit myself. Go up. I'd sit right up there. Do it. Yeah.
I'd sit right up there at the top.
Yeah, I just don't know about my mic catching it because I need to get.
Sit on the slide.
Yes, thank you. Let's see.
Closer. There's one over here. Do you want to get closer so we can see?
I might even go up there.
Yeah.
I'd go 3 foot right in front of him and take and stand there.
I'd be right up in the pieces.
Maybe right here. I'm trying to get a better spot.
Well,
There we go.
And then what's the new one you have?
That's better.
I know that. Okay. I had a mental lapse. Never mind.
I'll try not to shake.
String those all together. You just got an old lady. I'm like, can you move it?
Let's see. Maybe I could set this right here.
Whatever.
Thank you. Let's see. I don't want to get anybody
Get it right,
that
Michelle.
doesn't want to be in it. If you don't mind scooting over a little bit, I would appreciate it. And then I can. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm sorry about all the adjustments, but I think we finally found a home.
I watch your podcast. I don't want to see myself on there all the time anyway.
I like your podcast.
Thank you.
They sent it to all my relatives.
Perfect.
That's cool.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You do a good job keeping things on the ball.
Thank you.
You point out a lot of stuff that other people
I try. I need to get my videos a little shorter. Is
I
what
watch
people
them
say.
like that.
Thank you.
Make sure you get the sign picture.
Well, I guess we had a good turn.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's good to see.
I know.
The community getting together.
We don't want this.
No?
Here are ones. I work from home when it's voting time, so I'm told because I'm not used to it. I don't understand it. I know it's different than what I thought. I mean, I brag about how great our township is and how much I enjoy it. I'm kind of like shocked. And also standing my ground.
It is disappointing. It's just your neighbor.
Got my sign off on this window and showed up when he was talking. Couldn't figure out how to get it attached to the tree.
Yeah.
And then seen the deputies walk in, so I figured,
I like seeing that everybody came.
Even if they call a meeting with 3 hours notice, we'll be there.
That's right, we did.
You guys were at the pop-up meeting?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 7 o'clock. If you be kind enough to make sure your phones are on silent. Thank you, and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to God of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Without China.
The new millionaire. What's that? The new millionaire has a little smuggler.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a meeting to run. I just want to mention that, as I said last month, everybody has right to speak, but everybody has a responsibility of respecting those that wish to speak. Okay? And so if we
Except for the
can,
board.
we're gonna conduct our meeting, then we will go to public comment. If there are those that wish to speak out in the middle of this, you're going to do nothing to slow it down and prevent those that wish to speak that much longer time. All right? So if you quit, we'll get started with the meeting. Roll call, please.
Dale Jernstead. Jim Keith.
Here.
Janet Clark. Here. Jim Chapman.
Present.
Denise McFarland. Here. Gary Todd. Roger Carroll.
Here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have in front of you the minutes from the March 14th regular meeting and the April 7th special meeting. If you want to take a look at those, please.
Good.
Chairman, I would move that we approve the minutes of the March 14th meeting as presented.
I have it marked in there for you.
Is there a second for March 14th meeting minutes?
Second it.
Motion and support, discussion. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, same, motion carried. April 7th, what minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve that April 7th minutes of the special meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Denise?
Balance of the general fund as of April 6th, $524,693.33. Balance of the sewer fund as of April 6th, $602,332.30.
Any questions for the treasurer?
Move that we approve the treasurer's report for general fund 524, 620, 692, 33 cents. For the sewer fund, $602,332.37. So
Is there a second? Motion and support for accepting the two treasury report. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Mr. McDonald is not able to join us, however, you will find the sewer report in your file. Reading of 26/07/49/630 with a total flow of 92/52/00. Average daily flow 28/861. That is a total of 32 days. Kilowatts for the month is 524, year to date 1,400. Okay. Is there any questions that anybody needs me to relay to Mr. McDonald?
no, I think it falls right in line with what we've seen in the flow of meetings.
Okay. At this point then, we have no old business listed. Is there anything from the board that needs to be discussed? Hearing none, we go to new business. Is there any, there is none listed. Is there anything in the board bring to attention? Hearing none, we will go to payables. I take it there are no amendments, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a motion to pay the bills? Okay, is there a second? Second. Motion second to pay the bills, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Grinstead.
Yes.
Keith. Yes. Clark, yes. Chapman.
Yes.
McFarland.
Yes.
Todd.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes. Patty, how many do we have signed up? 38, thank you. All right, and given that it's 38 then, yep, Gary just got out of the hospital and he's not supposed to be outside at all, so, this is what's necessary. All right, given that there is less than 60, each speaker will have 3 minutes. The timer is set for 2:45. That's just to alert you that if you would go ahead and summarize your points at that point, and we will get to the next person. We will be going down the list as presented, okay? I think before we start from the board. Okay? By tradition, the first speaker will be our county commissioner, Mr. Bitter. You're on.
Good evening. Quickly, report from County Commission for this month. We received our evaluation back on the hovercraft, which we sent down to the manufacturer for evaluation. It is their belief that it is beyond repair financially, and even if they did fix it, it would be cost prohibitive, and the electronics that are on it are not supported anymore. So with that, the board took under advisement the purchase of a new one. So we are pursuing that at this time with potential use of some of the marijuana funds money. So at this time, that's under consideration, and hopefully we'll press on with the amount of water and lakes in this area. I think it's imperative that we have one.
It's helped a lot. Yep, different times. What year is that?
It's over 20 years old.
Yeah, I suppose it was.
It's had a long service life, but once they got into it, the tub was cracked, and it's just more money, and you still have a 20-plus-year-old piece of equipment when you're done. So that being said, we're pressing on entertaining a trade-in value for the old one. We hear that back, then we'll know what the total cost will be. But other than that, things seem to be running smoothly, and we're accepting requests for funding until May 1st for the $881,000 of marijuana tax money. That's it in a nutshell for the month. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Steve. Thank you. All right, first up is Lydia Ryder-Smith. Ms. Smith, if you'd like to join us.
It's Linda Ryder-Smith.
My apologies, ma'am, I read that wrong.
I live on 23 Mile Road, Green Township.
If you would, ma'am, come on up and join us up at the podium, please.
My name is Linda Ryder. Is it on?
You just leave it down, they're recording it. We can hear you.
Okay, my name is Linda Ryder-Smith. I live on 23 Mile Road, just down the ways. Green Township, I've lived here 43 years. I just want to say that I'm very disappointed in our board. I was actually shocked to hear that it was all voted unanimously. I have one question for Jim Chapman. Did you sign an NDA or other agreement, and when? I'm not a lawyer, but Code of Ethical Conduct 32.95. Actions not for personal gain 32.103. Truthfulness 32.116. Public input 32131. I just really don't, I could say more, but I know I only have so much time. I'm asking every board member to resign for many reasons. Lies is the number one.
Very good.
I'm a taxpayer, and I do not appreciate being called a professional picketer or a crusader. Roger Carroll, Jim Peak, Dale Jernstadt, Janet Clark, Jim Chapman, Gary Tye, Denise McFarland. I'm very disappointed, and I just never thought that you would want to have China buy land. That's all I have to say.
Next up is Faye Graves. Ms. Graves, you'd like to vote?
My name is Faye Graves. I live in Morley. I am a constant delegate, elected by the people of my township. I am also on the District 2 Executive Committee, elected by my delegate peers. There are 20 counties in District 2. I am the only representative from Acosta County. Chuck Phelan mentioned secret materials that will be in these batteries that he cannot disclose. All chemicals must be listed on material safety data sheets and provided. There are no secrets. Hiding behind the ignorance of your audience is not acceptable behavior. We are not fools. We demand the right to know what our area is being exposed to. The question was asked on April 5th, the meeting that we were allowed to attend. But it was not fully answered about the transportation of the chemicals that we're going to use for hazardous materials. Will they be transported by truck, rail, or freighter on the Great Lakes? Both raw material and finished products, how will they be transported? How will the roads be maintained to sustain this new influx of traffic, both the 2,300 employees and the material shipments? I drive 43 miles every day, one way to work in Grand Rapids, my choice. I drive that 4 days a week. This will impact my commute negatively. My husband and I, we shopped for 3 years for a rural home in Acosta County. We researched any new environmental and industrial impacts in the area. This was hidden from our view. This is not what we bought into when we bought our 18 acres. Thank you.
I believe it says Doug Turner. Mr. Turner?
My name is Doug Turner. I'm from Grant, Michigan. And I think we know where 15 of the $715 million is going. Going toward 170 of the acres that are being sold out of this township. I wonder if Mr. Jernstadt has been offered anything like $90,000 or $95,000 an acre for his property. One of the board members. And to you, Mr. Chapman, how dare you accuse me of using Antifa terrorist activities to scare any of you people or anybody else that comes into the community? That's what you used when you changed the last meeting over to a Zoom meeting. You called me a terrorist, an Antifa tactic using person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we all did.
I don't appreciate it from anyone.
Thank you.
Brett Mason? Brett?
I'm right here, Jim.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Brent Mason. I've been a resident of Green Township since I was 2 years old. I was back in 1962 when my father came to town and began operating Pierce Gravel Company. So my roots in this community are deep and they go back a long way. I used to ride the bus with Dale to go to school. So I have a couple of items that I'm concerned about. There have been many, many projects that have taken place in public venues around the nation, and property owners who have found themselves sitting on boards where they potentially profit from the sale of their property, usually step down before that comes about. Mr. Grinstead, I'm surprised that you're still on this board.
Yeah.
I've nothing against the service that you've done so far, but you are in a position now to profit from this project and to serve the public on this board when you have that possibility is wrong. That's a conflict of interest of the highest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would recommend I'm a little bit disappointed, moving on to my next item, a little bit disappointed when I read through this resolution, 47, 2023 regarding public comment. I know that prior to this project, you probably didn't receive a lot of public comment. But please do not shut down your citizens or constituents. We have things we want to say to you, and we believe you should listen to what we have to say.
Yes.
There shouldn't be a 3-minute limit or a 2-minute limit when it comes to this stuff. There's a bunch of opinions. I personally, right now, haven't still made up my mind. I don't believe I'm in favor of this plant for a variety of reasons, but I still haven't seen everything I need to see to know what the right answer is for this particular proposal. So, in my opinion, I'm still waiting, I'm still gathering information. But your citizens have a right to speak to you. That's what they elected you for, is to listen to their opinions and represent them.
Yes.
Not yourself.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so that's the third item, or excuse me, the second item. And the third item I have is a quick question, if I may, regarding your property use statutes, because I know you are not a township that has their own zoning, so you rely on Mecosta County. When will this project go before the Mecosta County Planning Commission for whatever look they need to take at it, and when will the request for rezoning of the properties to the west of 220th Avenue be considered by them? You don't know?
No, I get Brett.
Okay.
No, all right. You and I have a long history.
We do, Jim, yes.
All right, and normally we'll answer questions, but that's one very simple, is that's up to county, and they post their calendar.
Okay.
We'll have to watch that.
What led to you folks deciding to pursue your own planning commission? And do you believe that you're going to benefit by doing that yourself?
I'm sorry, bro, we'll be here all night if we sit here and answer.
That's okay.
Private conversation.
I got
You're at the township because there's zoning
I
administrator,
know,
so.
yeah, and you can call, talk to over the phone.
Oh.
Come on, we'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
I got all night.
Please post it online.
Yeah, Friday deals with that, so yeah, let's do that.
Please post it online.
Thank you.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
All right, Debbie Todd?
My name is Debbie Todd. I live in Mercy, and I am here to talk to you guys tonight about the fact that at your Friday meeting, that you violated the Open Meetings Act. You started out. Yeah, we can't hear.
It's not you she's talking, discuss, thank you.
So your meeting was starting April 7th, when you went into closed session. You went into closed session, and I went back and listened to what you said. Because of the letter for attorney-client privilege, I couldn't tell if you said it was dated April 2nd, 5th, or 7th, whatever, which is a good point. But according to the Michigan Open Meetings Act, there are a very limited number of things you can go into closed session for. A policy change is not one of those. You were not going into closed session for collective bargaining, for the sale or purchase of property, for an employee issue. It was because of your attorney-client privilege, which has nothing to do with your policies. You came out of that meeting and took a vote on the resolution to amend public comment. There was no discussion in front of the public going back and forth, which is the way that you're supposed to do it. You don't change policies in closed session. I was at your March meeting. There was no discussion of a change in the public comment policy. There is nothing in your note or in your minutes that speaks to that. So you had to do that in your closed session, which is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. And if you get found guilty of a violation of the Open Meetings Act, that is punishable by a fine, and it is a misdemeanor. So, why you did what you did, public comment, these people elect you to this office, and what you're doing with Goshen affects all of us. It's not going to just be Green Township, it affects all of us. We're all concerned about this, and we all have a right to be. And to try to shut us up, to limit us to 2 minutes, is just really, it's not right.
Good job.
Medina?
Well, a couple of my questions have already been taken, comments have already been taken. So, but I'll go with the ones I still have. So, this board, all of you, you all are sitting there so stonewalled, you're not really listening. You have a wall up. You're absolutely not representing your people at all.
Yes.
So, have you made an under-the-table deal that's not actually in writing, that somebody, Goshen, China, somebody's gonna come back on you, and you are scared of that? Is it possible that you've done something that could put you in prison? Because the way you're acting, I'm wondering if that's the case. Jim Chapman, I've known you for a long time, and after all of this, I really hope all of these boys that you've mentored through Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, I really hope that they don't look up to you anymore, because you're just letting Goshen run right all over you, and you're not standing up for our people at all. And that's, I'm very disappointed in you for that.
Right.
And, yeah, I just wanted to say that, because I'm really concerned about where your morals are, and where you are, I don't know, who you promised what, because it certainly isn't the people here, I don't think, because you just keep shutting us down one little thing at a time.
Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I apologize, I don't read the writing. I have an address of 6999 something Drive. Who would that be? I'll see that nobody will go to the next one. David Moore. Okay, 6999. Is it Stephen Drive maybe?
There's no name?
It is, but it's not legible.
What number are you on?
What number?
Why is there somebody
Number
else
7
to
on the
read?
signature list. Let's sign up for number 7. Again, all right.
I didn't get a chance to sign up, I'll talk.
All right, not getting a response. Number 8 is David Moore.
Yeah.
David Moore, I live in the township on 19 Mile Road. I guess my question is, a few meetings ago, there was a motion to hire new legal counsel. I think it was a roll call unanimous vote to hire new legal counsel. And then an emergency meeting was called on Good Friday, April 7th. And I'm under the impression that the taxpayers are paying for that legal counsel, but we were excluded to know what was going on in that meeting.
Right.
It seems like a misappropriation of funds to personally buy legal counsel with taxpayer money, and I just wondered,
I agree.
are we not privy to what happened there as the taxpayer base?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like if you want personal legal counsel, you should hire them personally and not use taxpayer dollars to pay for that.
Deb Magnuson?
Yes. Deb Magnuson, I live in Green Township. And I don't know if you remember or not, Mr. Chapman, but in October of last year, you had a question-answer session about Goshen. And I asked you specifically, if the majority of the people did not want this, would you go through with it? And you said yes. We live in a democracy. And we corrected you and said, no, we live in a republic. And we elect officials to do the will of the people.
Wow.
Right. Obviously, you're not doing the will of the majority of the people.
Traitor!
You're doing what you want to do. And that only makes me suspicious and wonder,
Me too.
what's in it for you? It's been already mentioned.
Yes.
What's in it for you? But I'll tell you one thing you did do. You united a bunch of people.
Yes.
And we're growing every day.
Every day.
Just don't interrupt, sir.
Good job.
Amen.
Good job. Isaiah Darrow? Is it Darrow or Darrow?
Davison.
Okay, I apologize if I fly his name, sir.
You can still sign.
No, my chicken scratches can rival a dog. To use a greeting that you guys probably already gotten, you're gonna get familiar with. Good evening, comrades. We talked about online about organized professional protesters. Well, you know what? I'm one of the people that actually set that up. So if you call me a professional protester because I was exercising my First Amendment right, then fine, I'll take it. Okay, I'll be a patriot with one side, every single one of these people out here, and I'll stand up against this. Yeah. When I was growing up, my mom and my dad had sayings that they used all the time. Okay? Two that my dad used to say all the time was don't do anything stupid. Okay? And integrity beyond reproach.
Integrity.
Obviously, my dad should have talked to you guys. Okay? Signing NDAs, filing for meetings last minute, so that way the public can't necessarily get there. Doing all these things online. Calling names, okay? Doing childish retorts, Mr. Chapman. Calling out other successful business owners, Mr. Chapman. Having conflicts of interest, Dale. Okay? You guys are going to be on notice. All right? She was right. You guys united everybody. We are all going to be looking at every single thing you guys do, looking for any ethical violations, any conflicts of interest, and we will be shining a spotlight on those. Okay? Nothing is going to be hidden.
Right.
We will make sure that it comes to light. Okay? It's also going to make us look into your past. Okay? I'd like to know if you guys are railroading your township this hard with this, I wonder what you guys railroaded back when you were on the job.
Right.
Gerald Cooley? Mr. Cooley? Gerald?
He just talked to me, he's not gonna speak.
Can somebody fill in his place?
No, we're going right down the sign-up list. Lori Brock.
There's still a sign-up sheet back here, they're still letting people sign up.
Sign up, guys.
Someone said he's not talking to you, he's talking to us. That tells me all I need to know.
Please don't interrupt, you're taking up the lady's time. Go ahead, Mary.
What I want to say is to all of you, since none of you have done your due diligence to protect Green Township, the citizens and the communities around us and around the area, I will demand this, and I'm putting you all on notice right now. I am here tonight to present the Green Township Board a formal request for information that I've outlined in the letter that I will be presenting to you. Any large and potentially disabling enterprise such as Goshen Plant being considered should provide legal assurances to the affected community that little harm or disruption will occur to the essential character of the community or contamination of the environment. These reassurances go far and beyond simple verbal and even written assurances. They need to be scientific studies conducted by experts. This letter outlines my requests that we are demanding for these key areas: an environmental impact assessment, an economic impact analysis, a cultural impact analysis, and a tribal resource impact analysis for Section 106 regulations. I would like these provided to me with the data, including copies of studies and findings that demonstrate that these legal requirements have been met. I will be giving you all of a copy of these. And I also want to call you and Mr. Goshen or Mr. Dalen out. How dare you, in a public meeting, say that I was not smart and that I bought property in an industrial zone. My farm has and always been in an agricultural zone. For you to get people to come after me in my profession, that's slander, Mr. Chapman, slander. And shame on you. And then for you to go after one of the Allers girls because she worked at a Goshen plant and tried to tell us, or a battery plant, and tried to tell us about it, and then for you to attack her on Big Rapids, you are a disgrace. All of you are a disgrace.
Can you imagine?
Really?
Yep, he just said he's going to file it in the basket.
That's your professional conduct.
Resign right now.
Yeah.
Time, all right?
No, we're not.
I bet she won't care. That isn't right.
You're wasting time. Go ahead, just a second. Let me get a chance to reset this. Go ahead.
I'm Susan Carter. I was born in this town in Farmhouse down the road. I've lived here all my life, and I owned a business in the county for years. Now I live in Morton Township and Blue Lake. And when I first found out about this, I just wanted more information. I wasn't for it, I wasn't against it. I just wanted to know what impact it's going to have. I tried to attend the April 5th meeting, but of course that you shut out of that. You went online. I did put in a question, but I did not get an answer. I'm not a professional Antifa person. I was there for the rally, but I was there to find out information and I did not get it. All the information that I seem to be getting now is slanted one way, or it's not true, or it's being withheld. So I don't know why that is, but I think everyone here is going to find out why and find out what is happening, because the people in my community, the Blue Lake, the Tri-Lakes and Canadian Lakes area, are very upset about what's happening here. It's all going to filter down to all of us, all of our families. These people all depended on you to do what was best for them. And outside here it is good too. We expect that you will do best for the community, not for your personal gain or politics or whatever it is that's happening here. But this is going to be looked at, and it's going to be looked at close. And there is a huge swell of support of people who are against this now.
Yes, there is.
So I don't know what you're doing, but we certainly don't want a Chinese company here that's going to affect us don't know about it, I don't understand what's holding you back from being honest with all these people. I don't get it. You know, there's gotta be something going on here, and the people I know didn't know whether they wanted it or not until they heard how dishonest you're all being. And now they don't want it, and I can tell you that for a fact.
Dominic Pace.
I guess I've got 3 minutes. Yes, sir. Wait. I'll take that 3 minutes, I guess, just to say I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you guys have to sit up here tonight and have your integrity review.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Be called names. My parents taught me that if I had a disagreement with someone, I still had to handle myself in a certain way. And I'm sorry for you guys for that tonight.
Right.
I also want to thank you. I do want to thank you for following the Open Meetings Act. I want to thank you for going into a closed session and talking to your attorney.
He's been asked to
because
come.
that is the law. And I want to thank you for following the law, not what people's opinions might be. So I thank you guys. I completely understand that my opinion is the minority opinion in this group. Please understand, though, that this opinion isn't the only opinion. I appreciate you guys for listening to everyone, as you're supposed to do, for giving everyone the opportunity to talk, not responding, but taking that information, going back later and making a decision as a board is supposed to. This is not an opportunity for us to discuss with you. This is not an opportunity. We do that at the ballot box.
And we did. We expected the
So
right
that's a
one.
discussion that we can have later if people want to have it at the ballot box. That's when that discussion happens. But we've all elected you to do a job. To gather information, to represent the people, and to make a decision. And I'm just going to probably take the full 3 minutes that I have tonight since everyone else is taking their time. And again, oh, absolutely. You know, one of the things that I love about this country is my freedom of speech, is my freedom to have my own opinion, whether it agrees with everyone else or not. And the fact that this country was founded on the fact that there is a duality of opinion. That's why we have a legislative and executive branch. That's why we have different political parties, because there's not always the one way to look at a situation. Now, there are other forms of government that say there are only one way to look at a situation.
Yep, and they're moving here.
That's what
China.
Let him speak. I appreciate the fact that we live in a country that even if we have a differing opinion, that opinion still matters as much as everyone else's. Unfortunately, for you guys unfortunately have to sit and be browbeat by people that may have a differing opinion.
He must want an office.
3 minutes.
As a human,
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
I'm really sorry about that.
Time's up.
15 more seconds, thank you, sir. As a human being, I'm sorry for that.
Really? Okay.
I wish that we treated each other with a little more kindness and decorum. And I hope that you guys will continue to do the job that you were elected to do. Thank you.
We like to be treated that
Yes, I'm Karen Allers-Ringquist, and we were here, me and my sister Chris Dibble, Friday's meeting, and she was here to tell you about, she worked at the Holland battery plant, and you did on social media that she didn't seem to think she knew what she was talking about. When she has worked at Johnson Controls for 22 years, worked at the battery plant for 6 months, and HR went back and forth as Johnson Control owns many of the factories. And you discredited her by saying OSHA had to okay everything that they were. Well, of course they do. She just wanted the people to know that the eyeglasses can melt to your face and the jeans can melt to your body.
tell you to wear, and they have to wear the white hazmat suits in order to work. And you made her sound like she didn't know what she was talking about, and she's worked there, and would not allow her children, grandchildren, or anybody near her to work. She got out and went back to the main plant because she didn't want to be around all the chemicals. So I'm just here to stick up for my sister for the comments that you made on social media. Because it is a dangerous chemical plant. That's what I have to say.
Good job.
Ross? Go on here someplace. There we go.
If my feed cuts out, the Midwesterner is filming. I was telling them I got 8 people watching. And if this cuts out, they should go to the Midwesterner to keep
My
watching.
name is Ross
Oh,
Neves.
that's
I live
cool.
at 21405 180th Avenue in Green Township. I have not lived in Michigan all my life. I chose to live here. And I've been here for the last 40 plus years. I love what this state is. I love what this county is. I love what Green Township is. One of the most successful advertising campaigns Michigan has ever had is Pure Michigan.
Yep,
Right.
That's true. Yep.
And I'm concerned that we might be endangering that. I don't have all the details, but I have concerns. I have a right to those concerns, and I have a right for those concerns to be addressed. I mentioned Friday, but I would like to go on public record that as a Green Township resident, I am very thankful for the support of people outside of Green Township and the support they've been to what is going on here. I think it goes to show that even though a group of 7 people is voting on something, it impacts far more than Green Township. It impacts everything between here and the Great Lakes, and it affects the Great Lakes.
Absolutely.
And so all I ask is, as you guys look at the decisions you're going to make, that you would seriously consider what it is you're voting on and the impact that it could have.
We never had a vote.
We have a group that is concerned, and I am reading it for them as a citizen of Green Township. And I'll be giving you a copy of it, Jim, so that you have it, so, just for your records, and I know I'm not gonna get answers now, but hopefully in the future we may. The Committee on Foreign Investments in the United States, also known as CFIUS, was signed into law by President Gerald Ford in 1975. Since then, there have been numerous foreign business ventures stopped by this committee and the acting president due to the nature of the business and the dangers they present to the national security of the United States. One protection or concern in this law is that business is restricted with sanctioned foreign countries. I'm wondering whether a CFI-US investigation has been requested by the board and whether a response has been received, and I'd like to know if those results can be shared with the community. Has Goshen Incorporated shared with you the results of the CFIUS investigation, if they have filed one? There are a lot of concerns that are coming, and I'll give them to you. But again, I do appreciate that the board changed the resolution on the Open Meetings Act. I am disappointed that it took a situation like it did at the last meeting to do that, because I let you know over 4 years ago that that resolution of 20 minutes was in violation with the Open Meetings Act, and we didn't do anything about it. But I do appreciate the fact that you've changed it and that you're allowing everybody who wants to speak the opportunity to speak. So thank you for that.
Good job.
Hannah?
Hannah Sayes, Big Rapids Township Clerk and resident. I won't be long as I want your residents to speak, but this will directly impact me, my children, my family and friends, their children, and tonight I would like to be a voice for them. Jim, I watched in person at the last Senate Appropriations meeting where you blatantly lied to the senators. Somehow you, Green Township Supervisor, got to testify on behalf of Goshen. You stated that you had unanimous support from your community, yet you've done no surveys, you've given absolutely zero respect or consideration to the people showing up and nearly screaming the complete opposite, that they don't want this. Now, math wasn't my favorite subject, but is this what the 95% looks like? Where are they? Why are those in favor not showing up? People are here tonight from all over the county, all over the state, that don't want this. I've sat back and I've watched as you've publicly disrespected all of Big Rapids Township. May I remind you, a place you are employed with. You've misrepresented this entire community. I certainly shouldn't need to correct you tonight, as this meeting place is full of people trying to correct your wrongdoings. But I will be brief and remind you that these people standing here, they are your boss. So whatever promises, whatever promises you've been made from people at Goshen, whatever financial gains are on the line, that's for you. None of that will matter. The bottom line is, these people voted you in.
I caught that face.
They voted you in. And they are the same people who can make sure that you don't ever win an election again.
Bruce Baker?
No, they can. They can do it. Unscrupulous. Insurance tax credits.
I'd like my following statement to be included in the record and minutes of the table.
Louder, Bruce.
When township board members take their oath of office, they agree to uphold a number of fiduciary duties, including the duty of care. This duty requires each board member to be knowledgeable of the matters coming to a vote and to not simply follow another board member or the supervisor in the vote. The duty of care requirement, in my mind, is like a doctor who has an obligation to do no harm. Green Township board members need to also do no harm. Hundreds of residents are expressing their concerns that the Goshen plan will bring harm to themselves and their families. Your duty is to protect and save our community residents from harm. By the way, malpractice isn't just for doctors. Look up the definition. Malpractice applies to doctors, lawyers, and public officials. It's time for the Green Township board members to follow their fiduciary responsibilities, to start voting no, and to start protecting and caring for the residents.
Woo-hoo!
Good.
Patty Bellamy?
My name's Patty Downey. I'm from Big Rapids Township, and I came to the meeting that immediately went into closed session on Friday, and unbeknownst to the 50 people that were sitting there waiting, none of us saw Mr. Chapman leave a little black recording device, or what looked like a recording device, right on the table. And so when they came back from closed session, I believe it was Joe Bayshaw, asked Mr. Chapman if he was recording, and he denied it. Then he asked Janet Clark if she knew if he was recording. She said she didn't know. But I just would like to read you something from Michigan compiled laws. 750, section 539C. any person who is present or who is not present during a private conversation and who willfully uses any device to eavesdrop upon the conversation without the consent of all parties thereto, or who knowingly aids, employs, or procures another person to do the same in violation of this section is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment in a state prison for not more than 2 years, or by a fine of not more than $2,000 for both. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to
Yeah.
see-
Right.
I'm happy to see our law enforcement officers here so they can see what we have sitting up here. Next, my question that I sent in to Mr. Chapman did not get asked at the April 5th virtual information center. So I'd like to just read that. Because I think all of us have heard Chuck Phelan and Jim Chapman say repeatedly that Volkswagen owns 25 or 26% of Goshen. So my question was, is it true that Volkswagen China has irrevocably given up their voting rights to the founding shareholders of Goshen, Li Chen and Li Zhen? And I didn't get that question answered, but it's okay because I know the answer.
Yes.
Meeting, January of 2023, that's exactly what happened. So when they tell you that VW owns 25%, maybe they own some shares of stock, but they have no control and no voting right.
Good job. Good job.
Penny Curry?
Good evening, fellow patriots. Setting my own clock, thank you very much. This board passed a resolution. It stated, we will make every effort to work in the interest of our constituents. That was your resolution when you decided that you were going to support Goshen 100%. I don't see that you're acting in your interest of your best for your constituents. Why don't you tell that to the lady who's lived here for 58 years? Look her in the eye. Who recently lost her husband. She plans to live out the rest of her years in their family home. She now is displaced. She has to move. Go to the mom and pop shops who are now looking to relocate because they no longer want to live here. For people who have built their dream homes and then now have been listed for sale. Many more people are looking to relocate because of you people. You are hurting this community. I don't even know why you don't admit it. As one elected official to another, I'm gratefully disappointed in all of you. That is why I have come here tonight, to give you a very rare opportunity, and I hope you see it as an opportunity. Goshen is actively pursuing purchasing property from your friends, from your neighbors, and from your residents. Vile threats have been made to them. It's a shame. It just makes me sick. They're telling them that their property will be worthless if you don't take this deal. We'll take your road frontage. We'll build up to your property lines. We'll subject you to our noise, our traffic, our lights, our pollution, giving them as little as 4 hours to make this decision that's going to affect their lives for the rest of their lives. This is on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Who's
Right.
at risk?
Sometimes I understand that they give them 4 hours to make this decision. 4 hours to make a life-changing decision. And then they make them sign a 12-year gag order, a 12-month gag order, where they cannot tell anyone what they have just witnessed.
Nice.
This is a notification of direct participation, by supporting Goshen, You are actively supporting their actions. Consider this a notification of direct participation of injustice to your residents. Please note, this is an illegal coercion, and it is illegal.
Yes.
There is something very sinister going on here, and I'm here to tell you, this group behind me, all of these people, all of them, except for maybe that one guy over there.
That's
They are not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop. Let me finish, let me summarize.
Yeah, you finish. Yes, she can. She can finish.
They're gonna cover every lie, every deception, every legal, every
Betty,
right.
would you like to do this in your meeting?
Yes. Have these
It's our right.
I guarantee we will expose all of your corruption, every one of you.
All right,
And
thank
you
you.
can held accountable.
Mike Nolan, you're
You know,
next.
you can sticker, you can throw the papers under your desk, but you know what? We all know what we want.
Yep, he's something else.
I need this to be on record. In minutes. We need to know where is the exemption from U.S. Customs and Security under the IGAR, spelled UYPHUR, Forced Labor Prevention Act, UFLPA, in Goshen. And then look around. You guys, you really want to avoid all these people the rest of your life? Every time you go to the store? Look, you need to look these people in the eye.
Seriously, he doesn't care. It's not right.
Lois, I believe is sworn.
I just want to talk from the side of the employers here who are really struggling to be able to get people to come in and work. There are so many people who are looking small, a lot of small places, and they're looking for people. And you bring in a company like this, and they can offer a few dollars more. What's going to happen to all these people who just been through the last few years? They don't have much money left to hold on. And I think you're really doing them a disfavor bringing this on. You know, in another time, having these jobs could be a good thing, but right now, so many businesses are really struggling to make it. So I just wanted to give that. And then about the China, the human rights issues there, and how we don't want to partner with people who believe the things that they believe. So that's what I want to say.
Good job.
Denise Jacob, I apologize for the last name, and I'll let you
She's got light. It's nice.
Read that.
Read it clearly. Don't start my time yet. Don't start yet. If you would move this along a little faster by announcing 2 names, then the next speaker can be ready and we'll move along.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, thank you. So what part of no don't you understand? Are there any veterans here? Veterans here. My family members fought communism. And you're bringing it right here to your back door. Okay? I've noticed you're all old. I'm assuming you don't have any children, and you don't have any grandchildren that are going to inherit this land, this polluted, filthy land that you leave with your secret ingredients that flow downriver.
Right.
Great Lakes.
Yep.
Huh? Here's another new word for you. Recall.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
spot. And I'd like to know how much y'all think you're gonna get from this. And I hope that money is real comforting in the grave. Okay?
Good job.
Okay, Tanya, right?
Hi, my name is Tanya Wright. I am a resident here on 21900 22 Mile Road. I grew up here my whole life. And what's very disappointing to me, if I may say, I voted for all of you. And Dale Jernstead, I've known you for a long, long, long time. You make not only your constituents. Who are you? What are you? You were a farmer.
Right.
That's what you grew up doing. And now, and Mr. Chapman, I called you, right? We had that conversation. Yes, no, maybe so?
I may have, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, we did, y'all. And if I could get all of you, please, close your eyes just for a second. Humor me. Shut your eyes. I would like to see a raise of hands that were told about this in the Green Chowder Township, that this manufacturing was coming to your neighborhood. Show of hands. Or scream.
No.
Well, raise your hands.
Nobody knew.
So, anyway, I asked Mr. Chapman if he signed a DNA. He said no, got hostile, angry, and I said, okay, but what did you do? Can I ask you? And he's like, sure, why not? And it was, I asked Jim if somebody asked him if he could keep something under his hat. Jim's response was, he said he could and he did. I said, well, did you? He said, yes, I did. So, I went on to Dale Jernstead. I said, I heard a rumor that Mr. Jernsted's getting over $400,000. You, Mr. Chapman, told me that he's making deals with them on selling some property. And I said, then why didn't he step down? Why didn't you remove him?
Right.
And
Right.
you said, why? What is he doing wrong?
Oh my God.
That is what you said. Then you told me I didn't know what I was talking about. And you slammed that phone down right in my gracious ear.
Wow.
And the thing is our greater Great Lakes don't just stay here. Y'all, do you not understand that? It runs all the way up and all the way down. And y'all should be ashamed. I'm absolutely disgusted with each and every one of you. And I shouldn't have voted for anybody, especially you.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Right.
Thank you. Kate, Carol? Kate?
I'm here.
Good.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm the president of Big Rapids Township. I do run a business in Green Township. I just want to tell all of you how disappointed I am with you. This has become an authoritarian board where you do not listen to your constituents or your neighbors. There's more than one side to this Goshen battery plant, and it's possible it could bring in thousands of jobs, but it is definitely going to affect our environment. And you never acknowledge that, and in fact just say that we're fear mongers and we're unenlightened and we're stupid. There's a lot of people who know that this will affect the environment and it's important to us. And you don't seem to ever care about that. And then you pass unanimously resolutions to bring in cops if we disturb the peace during public comments. When has that ever happened? That you would have to put that in a resolution that a cop would come. That's in your last resolution you just passed. At the March 14th meeting, this place was packed and nobody disturbed the peace.
until you, I believe unanimously, although we don't know because there was no roll call, decided that we would not be able to speak anymore, even though that's our right. I don't know if all 6 of you are terrible people or not, but you have become terrible people.
They are.
They are.
You don't listen to your constituents. People get up here and tell you how this adversely affects their lives, and there's not one of you that ever has any emotion or caring on your faces. Nobody registers any empathy for your constituents. Maybe an occasional smirk.
Yes.
Right.
Or name calling.
Brought to this job to protect your constituents that you're not doing, and I don't know how you sleep at night.
Right.
There's all the finance. I don't see. John Holsworth.
My name's John Holsworth. I'm from Green Township. I'm kind of disappointed hearing from Representative Fox in the meeting how a firearm was brought into a meeting with the representatives. Kind of takes me back some history that I couldn't find it online. Back when the city of Big Rapids decided to do a annexation, then there was a detachment by Big Rapids Township. Then I let it recall that. We had a police chief. He was being interviewed by Dave Barber, and he decided to take his service revolver and put it on the desk. Maybe he thought because he was a former FBI agent that that's okay. It's not. It really gets me going. But anyways, I have some remarks here that I heard this weekend from Mike Gallagher. He's a representative from Wisconsin. He's the chair of the House Select Committee on China. He's a member of the House Armed Services Committee and the House Intelligence Committee. He was asked by Sean Duffy about how the Chinese are using our norms and laws to protest, and China's paying up to $400 per protest, and we're hearing that we're professional protesters, they can keep us and stuff like that. And this was at the Reagan Center. So anyways, they did that to disrupt the meeting and stuff. Mr. Gallagher responded to Mr. Duffy. He said that it was a microcosm of the Chinese United Front work. Basically, they bribe people on American soil to do their bidding. We see this in industry after industry. We see it in higher education. We see it in Wall Street. We see it in a variety of domestic institutions that have been corrupted by the CCP and by economic incentives. We've been, in many cases, been addicted to the access to the Chinese market.
That's correct.
And as I look at it, the only weapon that I think anyone would do is what John Pierpont said back in the Civil War. In his poem, The Ballad, he said, a weapon that comes down as still as snowflakes fall upon the side, but executes a free man's will as lightning does the will of God. And from its force, nor doors nor locks can shield you, 'tis a ballot box. Black as your deeds shall be the balls, that from the box shall pour like hail, and when the storm upon you falls, how your craven sheets will turn pale. For at its coming, though you might laugh, 'twill be sweep you from your hall like chaff. And in closing, when things really get to me, I write songs on it. So I say, everybody's doing the brand new chant now. Come on, baby, say no to go shoot.
Right.
Come on, baby, say no to go shot.
Stuck in my head now, thank you.
I'm Joe Bishop, Grand Township. Thank you for letting me speak. I actually want to address the board individually.
Exactly.
Speak up, Joe. Pardon?
Speak up.
I would like to address the board individually. I have two questions. Maybe the one has two parts. I'll start with Roger. Roger, would you be for a public referendum on the Goshen project? And my next, why not?
Wait, what was said?
He won't answer it.
Okay.
Pardon? You're not gonna answer, why
What's
not?
new? It's not an exchange. This is for you to make a statement, Joe. You're welcome to do so.
He just did.
No.
He did make
Open
a statement.
meeting
He just
act.
did.
You can ask questions during comment periods, and you can't address every board member.
Go right ahead.
Readjust this time.
Pardon?
Readjust your time, Joe.
No.
You interrupted you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You interrupted him.
Don't
You
you tell us
interrupted.
no. They'll take the fifth.
He didn't say it.
Mrs. Carlin? Same question. Would you be willing to work towards a public referendum on this social project?
Wow, wow. No comment.
Talking at 5 minutes more.
Jim? Same question.
No comment. I'm not gonna make a comment on any of these until we have all the facts.
I think you're getting him back. Oh, my Lord. Wow.
That's not fair, please. I do appreciate the what. Jan? Would you be open-minded and willing to have a public vote on this referendum?
No comment.
Wow. Wow.
What? I didn't hear it.
That's a no, Joe.
That's a no.
That's a no.
That's a no.
She has it. Jim, now you. Would you be willing, as a board member and supervisor, be willing to help promote a public vote to represent your constituents?
Wow.
Another no,